Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Fear the Walking Dead video leading up to the 5th season start for Fear the Walking Dead. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on whether or not we think we could ever see Madison return to Fear. And spoiler warning if you aren't caught up for Fear the Walking Dead. So, sorry I didn't post a video for a few days, guys. Just been busy with lots of stuff. It hasn't been that much news for The Walking Dead this week, but I definitely will get at least a couple of videos for The Walking Dead done this week with you guys for the original series. I want to do, updating some top 5, top 10 best episodes, that kind of stuff after that crazy first half of The Walking Dead Season 9. So we'll definitely continue on with what we're doing as per usual. But, we got Christmas coming and stuff like that, so, Christmas shopping and stuff like that, fun stuff. So that's cool. But yeah, so Season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead, we'll start things off giving our thoughts on this one, because it was a very common comment after we got the news last week that we're going to see Troy and Daniel return to Fear the Walking Dead. Now, Daniel is one where it's pretty easy. I think everybody basically expected to see DS back again or Daniel Salazar back because he is a Season 1 Fear the Walking Dead character. But basically pretty much nobody expected to see Troy come back. And people are a bit split on this one. Some people are happy he's coming back. Some people are upset that he's coming back because they think it's unrealistic because he got, hammer-headed and everything, right? So that's what Boyd Crowder said. He said, Madison, hey, Troy, what's your favorite kind of shark? Mine's a hammerhead. Whack. It's crazy, right? So how are they going to retcon that? Will it just be some kind of flashback that he comes back in? But I don't know what kind of flashback you would use, right? Like, what flashback would you use to bring him back into the show for? Maybe introduce a new character or something? I don't know. But, either way, it sounds like he's coming back. So, okay, fine. If that's the deal, that's the deal. It's cool. But if you can bring Troy back, it would be even easier to bring Madison back because Madison's death was like off screen. It was like off camera. Basically, we got the idea that there was a whole bunch of walkers closing right in on her. And there was a lot. There was a lot of walkers. And she had her back to the fence or the gate or whatever. And there was no way out for her, and she had a flare or whatever, and basically it was a save the last one type of situation where she was backed into a corner. But they didn't really show us, they did it in kind of a cinematic sort of them telling back the story of how it happened kind of deal. So with that, that's even easier. In Troy's case, it's like we all thought he was dead, right? Like everybody would think he was dead after that. I don't even think, I forget what they said on Talking Dead after that episode of Fear the Walking Dead, Troy's last episode. But, after watching that episode, I thought it was pretty clear with everybody that he was dead. Now, with Madison's death, it wasn't. A lot of people thought she was still alive. They thought she still could be alive. And certainly, based on what they showed in the episode, I think she could have been. But they basically had confirmed it afterwards that she was dead. So this is an interesting situation. You have a case where you have one character who seems to be basically clearly dead, short of dumpsters, right? Who looks to be dead, who's coming back. Then you have another character who, basically, based on what they showed, everybody thought it was suspect pretty much. Like, some people accept it, like, okay, I accepted it, like, okay, this is what they're doing, they're killing her off. But then Fear the Walking Dead, or Fear the Talking Dead, or Talking Dead was what confirmed it to be a deal. Like, okay, she's dead, she's not coming back, she's gone, whatever. Okay, she is. And then it was like everybody was like, okay, so if they said that's what they were doing and she's dead, but it's basically like you've kind of confirmed it outside of the show. Like you confirmed it in a Talking Dead talk show type of situation rather than allowing the footage that was actually in the episode to tell that story and to close that loop in fans' minds that she's dead. So once we got that confirmation that, oh no, she's dead, basically they're telling us outside of the show that she is, it's sort of like, well, okay, so she's killed off, this is her final episode, whatever, and then Kim Dickens, I think, has been cast in some other series, so she's off to do other work and that kind of thing. And, so it is what it is. It was a character death scene for Madison in Season 4's mid-season finale, and so there was that, and basically, they confirmed it to be as such. So it's a tricky type of situation, but, they said, a few comments here, if they can retcon Troy's death, they can surely bring Madison back. We didn't see a body with her. And then there was another one here, Alatori, who said, I love that they're coming back, but I feel if they're back, then we need Madison back. Troy and Daniel barely even talk to Alicia. There's no dynamic even set up. But there probably will be one set up with Morgan once he meets them and everything. And Strand and Daniel have a fun kind of rapport going on where they have this adversarial type of funny relationship between the two of them, which I enjoy. I do enjoy seeing Daniel and Strand fight about whatever else they're up to, lately. So that's fun. But yeah, man. So this is the way I'm going with this one. Could she return? Could we see Madison return and have them retcon her death in season 5 or 6 or something like that? I'm gonna say no. I don't think so. I don't think they could, because once they confirmed it in Talking Dead, it was basically like, okay, all right, she's dead. Okay, it is what it is. And like I said, I'd have to look back to see the conversations in Talking Dead regarding Troy and what was confirmed with him. But I was pretty clear that they had confirmed that she's dead after the mid-season finale of Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, which is unfortunate. So I don't expect to ever see her back in the series again. I don't think she'll ever come back. I think she's gone for good. I think she's dead, and even dead for good. And even though they're bringing back some of the others, I don't think we'll see her come back. If she did come back, maybe it'd be for a hallucination scene or something for Alicia or for, the group or something like that. But it is kind of sad. It is kind of sad here because, you look at season 5 and you think, man, that'd be cool if they were able to bring her back too, because then you'd feel like you have more of a bolstered roster with Fear the Walking Dead. Because right now, it has gotten a bit short, in the last couple years for sure. You're bringing Morgan in. You've got, Alicia still, so she's probably your next biggest character, and then you like Strand, Ophelia, which I'm glad they brought her back, but she wasn't that big of a character before anyway. She's kind of becoming a bigger one now. Of course, Nick is gone now. Madison's gone. And so then you got the new characters they brought in, Althea and June. And so, some of the new ones they brought in are pretty good, right? But they haven't been there that long. So that's kind of what I'm expecting to see with Fear. I'm happy they're bringing Daniel back. I'm sort of happy they're bringing Troy back. At least he was a really fun character, in the show. And he's somebody who... He feels like a Walking Dead character, doesn't he? He feels like a character, like the governor, like a character you would see in the original Walking Dead series. He feels like someone that would fit there. Whereas some of the newer characters, sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. It has a little bit more of a drama, Fear of the Walking Dead type feel than it does Walking Dead. Troy feels like an old school Walking Dead character, I would say, or villain, or comic book. He is a bit comic booky in some ways, I want to say. So I'm happy overall, and that's for you guys who are thinking about maybe the possibility of ever seeing Madison in Fear the Walking Dead again. I just don't see it. I just don't think they would ever do it. And I'm still not really sure on the reason why. They've never really said why they decided to kill her off anyway, right? Maybe to throw the fans through a loop, to change the guard, to change out the old guard and bring in the new. That seems like the most reasonable or makes the most sense. It could also be budgetary reasons. If you have Morgan in, you might have to pay Lenny James quite a bit, so maybe you don't have your other A-lister in there that you got to pay a whole bunch to as well. Really, who knows, man? Hell, with the old and with the new, saving money so that they didn't have to do that. Not sure, or just having a huge character death to really try to pump Fear and keep Fear going. Not sure. So, that's my thoughts on that part. A crazy guy, did say that he thinks it'll be a flashback, and that's the only way it would make sense. I don't know, man. What flashback would be useful for Troy? I just don't see it. User 12345 said, Fear had so much potential. Never has a show with so much potential been ruined in such a stupid way. Fear of the Walking Dead is really strange. When you look at the seasons and you look at how they set things up and what happened with Fear, it almost just feels like the show was doomed to start. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like it was screwed. When you think about, the original Walking Dead did have its showrunner leave pretty early on as well too. But in this case, you had so many. They killed off so many of the characters so fast in the first few seasons of Fear, and when you look at Travis being killed off, for example. He was one of the best characters in the show. And to kill him off so early like that, it really just man, it was in season 3. It was strange, and then all the other deaths too, and then Nick in season 4. It's just one of the strangest series. It's like a series that I don't know if it's one that people didn't want to be a part of as much as the original Walking Dead. Maybe because it's like a companion series to it, or it's like a spin-off series to it, which now is probably fine because you have other Walking Dead spin-offs too with the movies and stuff. But when it first started and everything, I'm not sure if that, a lot of the people who were involved with it, like Cliff Curtis, who played Travis, he left to do, I think, Avatar movies, something like that. And it's just really crazy to see what's happened with Fear, man. It's changed so much. At first, they said that it was going to always be its own entity in its own time frame. Then they recanted that. They went back on that. They decided, okay, we're gonna cross it over. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this. So it's a very strange series for sure. It's kind of probably even more unpredictable than the original Walking Dead. And the original Walking Dead has been very unpredictable as of late. But for the first 5, 6, 7, 8 years. With the Walking Dead comics being out there, and with the main core cast and crew, like your Rick, your Carl, a lot of the others too, being in there for a long time. With Fear, it just lost its core starting cast very fast. It lost them very early, and earlier than the Walking Dead did. I mean, think to season 4 with Rick and Carl and the others. Really have Alicia left. I guess Strand, Dano coming back. And we shouldn't really count Ophelia as like a series lead because that doesn't even make sense, right? Based on where it started. So it's really crazy, man. But, we probably shouldn't give up on it too soon because I did think that they did do some really great stuff in season 4. The first half and some of the episodes near the end there in the second half were really cool to see. So, man, we'll see what happens with it. And, I appreciate that they're doing it. I do enjoy the series. I don't know if it'll probably ever be something you could compare to the original Walking Dead. But there's a few times where, like during season 3, I was watching it and I was thinking, like, man, this is just as good as the original Walking Dead, was at almost any point. Like, almost just as good as some of the best stuff The Walking Dead has done, right? And I don't think at any other point, I'd be able to say that for the series, but it depends on your taste, right? Sando Soft says, Crazy Dog, Taka, and the Proctors better be next. So, yeah, that's true. More season 3 characters. Dave Erickson said, I think that he hopes to see Taka and Crazy Dog back. Proctors, I don't know so much. I don't know if you really need to. I guess you could bring him in as a minor villain or something, and that'd be okay if you really want to. But Crazy Dog and Taka would be really, really cool if they could find a way to kind of do that. It'd also be interesting to see, just overall, it'd be interesting to see what kind of place they're at right now after this much time and everything. Because there was a huge time skip, right, with season 4 to cross everything over. So the time skips are crazy with Walking Dead right now, right? Like, you guys remember, like, the first, 6 or 7 years, there was, almost no time skips, and then all of a sudden, Fear's skipping ahead like crazy to catch up, and then The Walking Dead's skipping ahead really far again, too. It's just crazy, man, with the time skips the last couple years. Paradox Armica, formerly Hero Funkuro, crazy name, says, what? I like Troy, but hear me out. How is he still alive? And even if they somehow manage to make his return plausible, what is the point? Both Nick and Madison are dead. And yeah, that's true, man. I think maybe if you're going to bring him back, just to bring him back of his own merit, because he's an interesting character and he's really cool. And losing Nick too, man, with him wanting to leave. That's a big one because Nick was a very important character for things to start out. In interviews I read, I got the impression that Dave Erickson's top characters were like Madison, Nick, and then, maybe Travis, and then Alicia, and then the others. So Alicia wasn't like the top one out of the family, even though the actress was on 300 and stuff like that, and Alicia Debnam Carey, she's got, she can do a lot, right? She can get other roles in movies and stuff, and I think there's a movie she was in. What's the one? Friended or something? I don't know. Horror movie about social media. It's weird. Whatever. But, it's just you lost some of those people. It was like, they were the core of the show, which we've seen even recently with the Walking Dead original series, kind of seeing a little bit of that too. But, if they do bring back some of these others, it just gives them somewhere to go with it. And we'll see what Season 5 looks like now, because now they don't have a crossover to do. They need some big stuff to do, and they're going to have to come up with it on their own and with this new Morgan and Friends Fear the Walking Dead team. So we're going to have to see what that looks like for them. And Boy Crowder also said, Fear the Walking Dead will never be a great show again as long as these new showrunners are there. They should have stuck to the original storyline. They screwed up royally. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know if the original storyline was enough to keep the show even on air. It might have not been enough to keep it going, and that might be why they crossed it over and they did all the stuff they didn't really want to do originally, because they kind of felt like they had to. So maybe that's what happened. Yeah, and then last one will be from Mexican American, who says, what the F happened to this show? Season 3 blew my mind and did better than the original Walking Dead. And then I think basically what he's saying is like, it's just crazy now. So, well, let's see, man. Let's see what they got for Season 5 of Fear. I am still looking forward to Fear, and I am sad, just like you guys are, that certain characters either left of their own accord or were killed off and maybe you think shouldn't have been. But, I mean, it's still going, and we got to see what they have for us in the future. The bringing back Troy thing is cool. Daniel bringing him back is cool too. I don't think they'll be able to swing Madison, or we'll ever see that. But nonetheless, the show must go on, right? We're seeing The Walking Dead go on in a really good fashion, even without Rick. So if they can figure out a way to do Walking Dead without Rick, Fear the Walking Dead with Morgan instead of Madison is like, yeah, I guess you can sort it out. You can do it, right? Let's see how it goes. If you guys like this video, please thumb it up below. I'll have another Walking Dead video for you guys in the next couple days, maybe even tomorrow. And you can share, you can favorite, and if you're new, subscribe at the bottom left. And thank you guys all for subscribing. Thank you guys for all your support, and happy holidays, guys. I hope you're having fun with your Christmas shopping. I'll see you again soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.